Hello and welcome to the show. Now, we will always have a tale to tell you, but gauging the temperature of the property market is pretty tough.
That's right, Dion. That market can be blowing hot or cold, depending on a number of factors. So it's really important that you do your research before going to auction. Whether online or actually in a room, you can normally get a sense of whether there's confidence in the property market.
Yes, are the bids coming in thick and fast, or is there a more cautious game being played? What did today's bidders go for? Let's find out.
Tommy's in Suffolk, where some investigating is in order.
A terraced house with 5 rooms. What does that mean?
In Derbyshire, Dion's somewhere a little different.
We haven't got a 2 up, 2 down. We haven't got a semi-detached or any flats. We have got a piece of land.
And back in Suffolk, this 3-bed semi isn't quite what Jacqui was expecting.
Oh, dear. I thought it was going to be really nice.
All these properties have been sold at auction, and we'll find out who bought them and what they paid for them when they went under the hammer.
Yes, we are. That's yours.
We're off to the most easterly town in the UK, Lowestoft, in the county of Suffolk. The residents here may be the first to see the sunrise every morning, but will the sun be shining for Tommy at our first auction lot?
This is a very convenient location. It's walking distance to the town centre, the railway station, and as you can hear from the seagulls, the seafront. The property I'm here to see is a 3-bedroom terraced house. Now, there's not much information available on this property, but it does say a terraced house with 5 rooms. What does that mean? Are they bedrooms? Here we are. Why don't we go inside and take a look and see exactly what you're going to get for your money.
OK, so we don't know much, but we do know that this property came with a guide price of £70,000 to £90,000. What will this mystery house reveal?
Well, it's a bog-standard entrance lobby and corridor, but the good thing about it is you're not coming in straight into the living room off the street. And also, it looks like we've got a kitchen out the back and a second reception room here, stroke dining room. But this is the main living area. It's not huge, but it's big enough for a family room. Could do with these service box to be much reduced. Someone's had a go at overhauling the electrics, so they need to be done properly because they've put it all in conduit and it's run surface. Well, we've got central heating radiators in here, so that's good. They need to be overhauled and tested. And then the rest of the room, it could be rubbed down and decorated. But if you wanted to get rid of the decorative plaster, that's something we've got to talk about.
Talk, talk, talk until you're crazy. Talk till you hit the floor.
So far, the job list here seems pretty straightforward, but that plaster could be an added complication.
Well, this is a nice, big, bright room. Kitchen going directly off it. Can't ignore the elephant in the room. You've got this decorative plaster. This stuff may contain some nasty ingredients, so you have to be careful. You could bond plaster over the top of this to level it all up and then put a finished plaster on top of that. That would be the cheapest and easiest method of straightening all this up. It's all around the house, so you're going to have to address it. But the only downside is once you go over the top of it, you're actually increasing the thickness and depth and you're coming into the room and you lose some of the detail on all the timber work around. If it were me, I'd take it back to the brickwork and then you can put your electrics in, put in your new pipe work, everything. You can see what the structure's like because you've got it all revealed on the inside. You have to take proper instruction because as soon as you start interfering with this and you get dust coming, then there's a problem.
Uh-oh, we're in trouble.
Whenever working with these older substances, make sure to get advice from a professional to properly understand what you're dealing with and how to handle it. The ground floor is completed by a deceptively spacious galley kitchen in need of total overhaul and a family bathroom that could do with new taps and tiles.
Staircase is very steep and narrow, but it's common for this type of property. And in here we have the main bedroom. It's very large, in good shape, not much work to do there. And then we go through here into the second bedroom. This is a slight problem. It's very common for this type of property. The third bedroom is accessed from the second bedroom. So what are the alternatives? Well, you could actually reposition the staircase, take the staircase out as it is at the moment, at the middle of the house, and put it up against the wall, coming up from the ground floor, and then you've got a corridor with doors into the rooms. You might even end up with 3 bedrooms and a bathroom on this floor. So it's just something you have to weigh up the balance and see whether it's worthwhile or not.
So a buyer has options for reconfiguration, but moving a staircase is a major task that is likely to require consultation from building regs and even your local planners. You can expect a significant cost for the work, but the investment could be worth it for a far better layout upstairs. That's the inside covered. Let's check out the garden.
This is a substantial garden for a small terraced house. It's great, and it's all been built with proper brick boundary walls and fences on this side. They're all in good order. We've got this hard stand concrete floor. You could get a bottom of the garden home office where it comes pre-built and they either drop it back in off a trailer and put it into position, giving you some extra inside space without interfering with the house.
Tommy has ambitious plans for this 5-room house, but what will the property experts make of it? We've asked one along from the auction house who sold the lot for his opinion of this terrace house, guided at £70,000 to £90,000.
Coming into the property, you can see clearly there's a fair amount of work to be done. There is clearly a little bit of damp, possibly on the exterior wall overlooking the street. But there is one possibility outside, and that is a decent, long garden and potentially access to put some parking at the back of that property. So I think that might be an advantage for some people.
It can be a real selling point to have a dedicated parking space. But what could the terrace be worth once refurbished?
Depending on the spec, of course, and the market conditions when it comes to be sold, we'd be looking somewhere around about £150,000 to £160,000. From a rental point of view, I would assert £600 to £650 per calendar month.
So the reference to 5 rooms did include a 3rd bedroom leading off the 2nd bedroom. Although it's not the end of the world, because there are remedies for that, there is a lot of work to do on this place. So let's see who fancied going for it when it went under the hammer.
This lot was part of a remote auction with bids taking place online.
Selling away then. Congratulations.
It was Sandra, her nephew Callum, who's here with her today, and their business partner Carl, who bought the place for £101,000. This is their 3rd auction property, and they've been on the show before. We met them previously when they renovated a large 3-bed Victorian terrace, also in Lowestoft. Tommy caught up with them to find out where this property fits in with their growing business.
Well, firstly, Sandra and Callum, congratulations on your property purchase.
Thank you.
We've met before. You've been on Homes Under the Hammer.
Yes, we met last year.
Right, how did that one go?
Really well. Turned out really well. It was a big job. There was a lot of issues, but it turned out really well. It looked great.
It must have inspired you, because you're still here doing the same stuff.
Yes. We've just finished one, also in Lowestoft, and we bought this one at auction, obviously very recently, and we really like the area, so looking forward to getting this one done.
Some of the ones that you've already refurbished, you've sold to a charity.
That's right, yes. The first 2 we sold to a local charity that helps young people on their road to independence. But we're taking a different direction with this one, and we'll just turn it into a family home.
So what was it about this particular house that made you buy it?
It's pretty close to the last one we did. We like the area, and these sort of terraces, they look quite small from the front, but you get quite a lot for your money. It goes well back, and it's got a massive back garden, so it's not in obviously the best state at the moment, but we thought it had lots of potential.
So what do you actually propose to do with the property? What's your plan?
Throughout the house, we'll be carrying out a full electrical and gas and heating refit. I think we'll have a new boiler, new gas pipes.
Are you making any sort of layout changes? Because you've got the third bedroom is accessible only through the second bedroom.
Callum's thought on that was we'd turn that into an ensuite for the second bedroom, because obviously it's a very small third bedroom once you go down the stairs. So we've got a sort of a shower room upstairs and a bathroom downstairs.
Or alternatively, if you wanted to, you could always take this out, this staircase out, with a bit of clever manipulation, get 3 bedrooms plus a bathroom.
We hadn't really factored that into the budget.
What about this decorative plaster? Have you got any plans for that?
Yeah, we're waiting to consult with our plasterer to see what he recommends, but one way or another it will go, and we'll get the whole place replastered.
When you've got it all finished, what do you intend to do with it? Are you going to rent it or are you going to flip it and sell it?
If we really had to, we could rent it for a short period, but our goal is to sell it and move on to the next one.
So how long do you think it's going to take you to do the project?
And we think 3 months max to get it done.
All right. Are you going to get contractors in, or who's going to be doing the work?
We will do everything except the gas work and the plastering.
Right, so you're going to do everything else?
That's what we've done on the last 2.
Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, we really enjoy it.
You haven't lost any of your enthusiasm at all?
No, it's probably grown, if anything. I mean, the first one was a hell of a project. There were a lot of nasty surprises with that one, but pretty much learned everything on that job. And then as we move forwards, we sort of accumulate more experience and a few more power tools and get things done a bit quicker with the lessons we've learned. So it's worked really well.
Great. What I haven't asked you, though, is how much your budget is for this property.
We think sort of around the 20 mark, 20,000.
Well, that seems to be fair if you're doing a lot of the work yourself. And you're obviously looking forward to this one because I can see you both smiling. Let's hope you're still smiling like that at the end of it. So all that's left for me to say now is good luck.
Thank you.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how this one comes out.
Yeah, us too. Hopefully we get it done in the time frame. It should be a nice one to do.
I'm sure you will. Well, it's great to hear that Sandra and Callum are continuing their property adventure. They're on property number 3 now. So is it going to be third time lucky? You can find out later in the show.
Dion's off to Derby now and the large suburb of Chaddeston. It used to be its own village, and there are schools, shops and Chaddeston Park, a brilliant green space offering a place for recreation and relaxation. While it is part of Derby, Chaddeston has its own charm and character.
We are in Chaddeston, but if you're a local, they know it as Chad. A little bit of building work going on up and down the street. There'll also be a bit of building work on today's lot because we haven't got a 2-up-2 down, we haven't got a semi-detached or any flats. We have got a piece of land in this residential area. It's a nice size. Potential's good. Let's have a look. This is a long piece of land. By the way, I know it's about 270 square metres and it's about 40 metres from front to back, so more than enough space to stick a house on. The clear-out's begun already. Half the work's been done. Brilliant. I mentioned there's building work going on. I think foundations have kind of been laid here. This is, well, I'm in the house, really. I know that in 2019, plans were passed for a 4-bed townhouse. They wouldn't have lapsed because somebody's already started on this project already, and I do believe you could fit a lovely house on here, no problem at all. And a fair-sized house as well. It's going to make somebody a very nice family home. And there's more. There's more at the back. Getting old for this jumping about lark. Into the garden, and it's a good-sized garden. I'm keeping going. I'm keeping going all the way to the end. I'm miles away from the front of this plot. Loads of garden space here. You can have share, you can have kiddies area, you can have table and chairs. Anything you want, any surface you want, you are starting from the very beginning. You could even stick on a bit of conservatory on the back of the house as well. Bit of inside, outside space always helps. Loads to work with. Potential's great.
You think I've got potential?
With a large space to play with and planning permission already in place, this plot seems like a developer's dream come true. And the positives don't stop there.
These are the plots of land you want to get hold of in a residential area. Your electric, your gas, and everything that you need will be here on site. Saves time, saves money, and it's going to speed up the process. What's not to like?
Time will bring you everything you need.
Dion makes it sound like easy sailing for this new build. And while the plot ticks all the boxes for a straightforward project, there are still some factors a buyer should consider before taking the plunge.
One of the most important things when you're buying a plot of land is planning permission. Well, planning permission is already in place here. If you use that planning permission within the allotted time, you can crack on with the work. If that lapses, you're gonna have to reapply again. You might not get the same planning. It might take you a bit longer, might cost you a few quid. Don't let that happen. Keep moving forward, get your ducks in a row, get it built, get someone in, make a few quid.
So a buyer should start work as soon as possible upon purchasing the land, if they're happy with the plans it comes with. Any changes could mean resubmitting to the planning authority for sign-off, which will add to your budget and timescale. But what will a local estate agent make of this generous lot, guided at £55,000? We've asked one along to find out.
We're in Chaddeston. It's a popular residential location. So the development that's been proposed is a 4-bed detached. It's based over 3 floors. I can understand why they've done the 3 floors to get generous-sized bedrooms. Generally, a self-build plot will sell quite quickly due to supply and demand. Once they do come on the market, they're few and far between.
Once the house is built, how much does the agent think the property could achieve on the sales market?
I believe once this development is completed, the house will sell for in the region of £325,000.
And if the owner chose to rent the new property?
Once completed, this property would rent for £1,200 per calendar month.
If you're looking to do a project from scratch, this is more or less the perfect scenario. Good-sized plot of land in a residential area with planning permission. Opportunities like this come up very rarely. Let's find out who that lucky person was when he went under the hammer.
This lot was part of a remote auction with bids taking place online.
£5,000 sold.
Coming in just £5,000 over the guide price with the successful bid of £60,000 were husband and wife, Lee and Laura. Lee has his own building company, where Laura is in charge of the admin. Along with their children, Amelie and Louis, they met up with Dion to tell him their plans.
Laura, Lee, Amelie and Louis. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you.
Tell me why you wanted this plot of land.
Lee's always dreamed of building your own house, haven't you? Great location, isn't it? That was the main reason. And it had planning permission already, which was great.
Yes, which is always handy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It saves time, doesn't it, as well? Really does. Why did you buy the piece of land? What's it going to be? Is it going to be yours? You're going to rent it or you're going to sell it?
It's either going to be for sale or for rent. We're not too sure yet.
OK.
Yeah, we're hoping, aren't we, really, to rent it out. That is what we want to do, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just the idea, the dream's to create, like, a passive income so that we can retire earlier.
Yeah.
With Lee being a builder, he's not got a pension, so that's what we're doing.
Gotcha.
That's the idea of it. We've done one before, haven't we, a rental, and that's worked out.
Nice.
We know the area well. We're not far from here.
OK.
We're builders ourselves, so we kind of knew what the figures would be for build costs.
Tell us exactly what you're going to put on here, what the plans entail.
So it's going to be a 4-bed detached house, 3-storey, bedroom in the attic, ensuite bedroom in the attic, large living dining room, utility room, downstairs WC, family room at the front.
Are we having parking at the front?
Yeah, 2 car parking spaces with EV charging points.
Oh, nice.
Try and do it really.
And most likely going to be having the air source heat pump, so no gas.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Try and make it kind of future-proof.
Eco-friendly.
Yeah.
Future-proof, eco-friendly.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
With a good-sized garden as well.
Decent-sized garden, yeah.
Any conservatory, anything on the back?
There'll be a 4-metre extension on the back, yeah.
So it's going to be a decent size. So you've done it before many times. It's not going to be a problem to you, this?
Just the new build bit's the bit that we're a bit...
We've not built one
from scratch.
We've built other people's extensions and renovated houses. And
so that's all new.
Yeah, that's all new.
Yeah.
Do you know what kind of timescales you're going off then, with it being a plot?
8 to 10 months.
8 to 10 months?
8 to 10 months.
Start to finish?
Finished, yeah.
Budget?
Around about 160, 170,000.
OK. And have you got a team around you as well?
Yeah, so we've got 11 lads that work for us permanently.
11 lads?
Yeah, that work for us permanently, yeah. Between joiners, brickies, roofers and a couple of labourers.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it's all contractors that we've used for the last 10 years.
Yeah, that's it.
Some team, innit, really?
It is. We're really blessed with our team, I think. Like, we've got great contractors, haven't we, that we use, so...
Yeah.
Lee, Laura and their skilled team are eager to get this house built. The reason the site is so pristine is because they've already got stuck into the groundworks. And for a plot that seemed too good to be true, they did uncover a bit of a bombshell.
We found a bomb, didn't we?
Well, yeah, we found
Hold on. You did what?
We found a hand grenade. So there was a 20-foot hedge along this fence here, literally 20-foot high, about 6 foot deep. And when the lads were digging it out, they came across a hand grenade.
No.
So I had to call the police, bomb squad came down.
No way!
Evacuated all the houses down here.
So tell me, guys, what are you two going to do? Lou, what are you going to do? Are you painting? Are you knocking walls down?
Knocking walls down.
Are you? With Dad? Dad, is he allowed, or...?
He does on our house renovations. He does help out.
Does he?
Passes me tools and materials and...
Teach him young.
That's good, isn't it? It's good ethics.
Start him young, I did with my dad when I was 14 to go work at school holidays.
How the biceps working out?
Good.
Hey, I can see that. What about you, young lady? What are you going to be doing? How are you going to be helping?
I want to help Mummy design.
Oh, designs, colours and stuff?
Yeah.
Sofas, chairs, cushions, all that kind of stuff?
I bet you'll be doing the gardening, won't you?
Yeah.
Oh, gardening as well. I just want to wish all 4 of you good luck, OK? Get the colours right. Don't knock too many walls down, all right? Good luck to all of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Well, that nearly got off to an explosive start, finding a grenade in the bushes, causing commotion, evacuating the area before they even put a brick in the ground. When they do put a brick in the ground, though, they'll have a very nice house here. It's going to be finished nice with Laura and Amelie's eye for the finishing touches. And then you've got Louis knocking the walls down. You've got Lee, who's in charge of the build, and his team of 11 builders. Everything's in place. They're going to smash it out of the park. You can find out how they get on later in the programme.
Coming up in Suffolk, there are problems to address.
You've got mould all over the ceilings, and in the corner there, you've got paper that is peeling off.
And we return to Derbyshire to check on progress.
Whenever we do any properties, we want to do it to a nice standard that somebody's going to love. Obviously, it's going to be somebody's home.
It's time to head back to Lowestoft in Suffolk, where Tommy saw a 3-bed mid-terrace guided at £70,000 to £90,000 with some dodgy plaster work.
You have to take proper instruction, because as soon as you start interfering with this and you get dust coming, then there's a problem.
The whole place needed to come back to brick, and while upstairs did have 3 bedrooms, only 2 had independent access.
You could actually reposition the staircase, so it's just something you have to weigh up the balance and see whether it's worthwhile or not.
It was property developing duo Sandra and her nephew Callum who bought the property for £101,000 with help from their business partner Carl. Like the previous property they worked on together, they planned on renovating this one to sell and already had plans for the awkwardly placed 3rd bedroom.
Callum's thought on that was we'd turn that into an ensuite for the 2nd bedroom, because obviously it's a very small 3rd bedroom once you go down the stairs.
The pair had a budget of £20,000 and a timescale of 3 months to complete the work. Now we're back 5 months later to see the end result.
So downstairs we've pretty much ripped everything out. We always try and go for something sort of quite high-end, regardless of the market that we're aiming for. So we've bought a really good standard rigid kitchen, and Callum and I installed that. We have got very, very nice recessed LEDs in the ceiling, which Callum's idea, and Callum installed. They do look fantastic.
The bathroom to the rear of the property has been made over to the same high standard.
Our business partner, Carl, has done all the plumbing and installation for the bathrooms.
Both reception rooms look good as new.
So for the decorative plaster, we really left it to the plasterer himself to sort of manage it. I believe he sort of removed the high spots, and then the whole place was skimmed over and nice and smooth.
Their plasterer opted to skim over the troublesome plaster, which was one of the solutions Tommy suggested, instead of going back to brick. Once that issue was dealt with, they were able to focus on the finer details of the renovation.
New flooring, new doors, and new skirtings, architraves, and obviously redecoration.
Upstairs, the 2 double bedrooms have been renovated to the same modern standard. And they were able to retain some of their original features.
We managed to keep the original fireplaces in the first floor. We got rid of all the layers of paint, which were sort of hiding all the detail, and underneath they're very nice fireplaces.
So with the 3rd bedroom, it's only accessible through the 2nd bedroom, and you have to go down 2 steps to get into it. So it's actually a very small room. And we just thought, in the 21st century, not very practical to have a bedroom through a bedroom. And there are thousands of houses like that in the area, but for modern day living, we thought just to put a shower room in would be sort of more beneficial to the property. And again, we've gone for a large walk-in shower rather than something that's, pretty small. So we've just tried to go the extra mile, really, to make everything really good quality and look really attractive. So externally at the front, we've just freshened everything up, repainted where the paintwork was looking very old, a new porch roof and a new gallows bracket for said roof because one was missing. And we've done things like paint the inside of the window reveals just to freshen it all up.
This has clearly been another thorough and successful renovation for the pair. We know business partner Carl did the plumbing and Callum and Sandra fitted the kitchen together. But who else did the work here?
So I've done most of the ripping out, most of the decoration.
So I did all of the electrical rewire, a lot of sort of general construction jobs, everything high up, I did that.
Callum's good with heights, so he's done everything high up. Got a trusted team. We use Connor for our gas heating, Terry and his son Alex for all our carpets and vinyl, and Jordan for our plastering, and anything else we've done ourselves, so that really helps us keep the cost down.
With Sandra and Callum taking on a lot of the work themselves, were they able to stick to their £20,000 budget?
Yeah, so our original budget was £20,000, and we've got all the costs in, and we're at £18,163, and obviously we've kept it as low as we can to maximise our profit.
It's rare for us to see projects coming in under budget, especially when they've been a top-to-toe transformation like this. But did they manage to stick to their timescale?
I think we're pretty much bang on target. I think we just hit, it's about 3 months in calendar days, but I think realistically about 2 months in actual labour.
This renovation has gone off without a hitch. The pair still plan on selling, with the house already on the market. So let's get a property expert's view on this new and improved, now 2-bed terrace. We've asked back the expert from the auction house who saw it on our first visit to get his take on the changes.
Lots of lovely touches in this property. I love the little strip lighting that comes up the stairs. That really looks well. Both of the bedrooms with the fireplaces in. And then out the back, she's created a space where you can potentially bring your vehicle off-street parking. And that's what you need around here. These are all terraced houses, limited parking, works really well.
A great review from the expert, but does he think it was a good idea to make this a 2-bed with an ensuite?
Putting the ensuite upstairs, I think, is absolutely the right decision. The room is too small to make a third bedroom.
A wise decision then. But will this translate into a return on their total investment of just over £119,000, including the purchase price?
Looking at what they've done with this, I think we're looking at somewhere in the region of £150,000 to £160,000.
Yeah, that sounds about right. We're probably looking towards the top end of that. It's just gone on the market at 160.
The expert's top figure would see Sandra, Callum and Carl walk away with a pre-tax profit of just under £41,000. And although it's not their plan A, the experts thought they could achieve up to £750 per calendar month as a rental, which equates to a yield of over 7%. But now that this one's on the market, with hopefully a sale coming soon, will Sandra and Callum be heading back to the auction house?
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to go back. Just need to find the right property for us to start the next project.
We're off to the quaint village of Parham in East Suffolk, 9 miles north of the old port town Woodbridge, and it's here in this rural setting that Jacqui's checking out an auction lot.
Well, I'm about half an hour from Ipswich and about 10 miles from the coast in the village of Parham. Now, it doesn't have a post office, a pub or a school, but what it does have is a parish church, a village hall, and it even has a little river running through it. Perfect. Now, the property I'm here to see has 3 bedrooms and an auction guide price of £150,000. And here it is. Straight away, you can see that it is a little bit overgrown. You need to get the lawnmower on that. It is semi-detached. It looks like it's seen better days, but let's take a look inside. You're really growing on me. You're really growing on me. Oh, dear. I thought it was going to be really nice. So you've got stairs leading up to the first floor, but straight away when I walk in, there's a smell of damp. And I must point out, actually, there is off-road parking, which is a bonus. So into the living room, it's dated, it smells damp, it's clearly not been lived in for a while. You do have double glazing, but that has to all be changed. I wasn't sure what this was when I walked in. I thought it was a wood burner, but actually seeing all the pipes, is it a back burner? I think it is. With the pipes leading up, there might be a tank up there that supplies the heating. You do have a storage heater as well. So it's a little bit odd. The electrics need to be redone completely. In fact, straight away, everything needs to come out and you need to start all over again in here. OK, that's room number 1. Let's check out the kitchen. Wow. I say a kitchen, there's a kitchen sink. It might be a bit difficult to get a mortgage, actually, because this isn't really a complete kitchen. Now, you do have a bathroom there. It's the only one in the property. There is a separate toilet there. And like the living room, everything needs to be taken out and start all over again. On the positive side, you do have understairs storage, which is great. You've got another storage cupboard here, which is fab. And you've got not a bad space, actually. Put your thinking cap on, get your hands dirty, freshen up this place, add your units, make it nice. This could be OK.
It'll be OK.
Upstairs, the bedrooms are in a similar state of disrepair. The first 2 both have severe damp issues, which has made its way into the cupboard space in the second bedroom. But Jacqui may have found the source.
And this is the third bedroom, and I did notice through that hatch, looking up into the roof, I can see daylight. That's probably one of the issues with the damp here. And in this room, it is prolific. You've got mould all over the ceilings, and in the corner there, you've got paper that is peeling off. That roof needs to be addressed, so that's another thing on the list. So, with this bedroom, it's not a bad size. I was thinking, gosh, could you put a bathroom up here in one of the bedrooms? That would be really, really nice, because if you can imagine in the night when you want to go to the toilet, you have to drape downstairs, go through the kitchen, get to the bathroom. But then that would then turn this 3-bed house into a 2-bed house. Number one, you'd have to do your research to see if it's worth it. And number two, it would depend what you want to use this house for. Lots of options.
I didn't know just what to do.
Whatever your plans for this property, there's plenty of scope to improve it, not least by upgrading the dated heating system. A more efficient, modern boiler will not only be of benefit to the environment, but they can reduce your running costs. Speaking of being green, what does the garden look like?
Wow. Well, this could be the property saving grace. Take a look at this garden. I know you can't see much of it because it's really seriously overgrown, but trust me, it goes way, way back. You have got this sort of brick 2-part outhouse. That was probably originally the outside loo. Then you've got a space in there, which is quite handy. But because of the space of the garden, it brings to mind, could you extend? If your budget could stretch, could you extend out even to the permitted allowance? And then you could create a really nice, bright, modern, open-plan kitchen, diner. Yeah, it could be a great possibility for this property. And that's what I love, potential.
With so many possibilities to consider, we've asked a local estate agent for his thoughts on how best to renovate this property, which went to auction with a guide price of £150,000.
So my first impressions are the house is clearly completely unmodernised and requires a complete wholesale refurbishment programme, including windows, flooring, redecoration, new bathroom, new kitchen. So it's what we call, dare I say, a gut job. In this neck of the woods, a cottage of this size, it's fairly usual to have a bathroom at ground floor level, so I would probably keep the layout exactly as it is.
The estate agent would advise against building an extension as he believes the cost would be on par with any potential increase in value. So, with the footprint left as it is, once renovated, what sort of valuations does he think this property could achieve?
As a 3-bedroom property for sale, we would be recommending £235,000. For long-term rental, a 3-bedroom house, we would be proposing £685 per calendar month.
Well, this is one of those properties that has more appeal on the outside than the inside. And by that, I mean it's in a great location. You do have off-road parking, plus there's that gloriously long garden out the back. But what it doesn't have is the appeal on the inside. You've got an awful lot of work to do here, and not forgetting you have to tackle that roof. So whoever gets their hands on this property needs to go into the renovations with their eyes wide open. But saying that, once all the work has been done here, this could be a lovely home. So, who was up for the challenge? Let's find out when it went under the hammer.
A deal was struck for this lot prior to the auction taking place.
Yes, we are.
The successful offer of £150,000 came from Dave from Essex and his partner Sarah. Jacqui caught up with Dave to find out his plans for the purchase.
Well, Dave, it's lovely to meet you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, I say congratulations, but you've really got a lot of work to do here, haven't you?
Bit of a surprise, but...
Really, was it? So why did you choose this property?
I didn't really know the area, but I saw the property before the auction. It looks like it's good bones. I know it's terrible to look at the moment, but it seems like, you know, a rip out and you can really start again, blank canvas.
Yeah, yeah. So you don't really know this area?
No. I'm from Essex.
Oh, wow. So what brought you here?
Well, as my partner, she's always on the internet, and she found the property and sort of talked me into it. Anything to do with design she's interested in.
Oh, fantastic. And what about yourself? What's your background?
Originally, I was a butcher for many years. I had a shop over West London, and then I went into taxi driving, and I'm sort of semi-retired now. Well, when I can get away with it.
And so what do you do now, then?
I was looking for a project, so I've thought about it for many years, and now it's time.
Wait, Dave, hold on a second. Is this your first
Yes, yes.
First ever?
Yeah, I've bought many houses to live in.
Right.
You know, your bathroom and such like, and done them up and sold them on, but this is the first property like this.
And so you're going to get hands dirty?
Yes, yes.
So are you going to do like all
do a lot of the stripping out.
Yeah.
And the garden is, you know, I do like a bit of gardening, although...
You better love gardening, Dave.
I've got a nephew who's got a very handy digger, so that might be coming over.
That's brilliant.
So
have you sort of gone through?
There's actually a pond down the end as well.
Is there
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, it does take a bit of getting to.
Oh, right. Have you actually gone through?
Yeah, I've been through there.
The undergrowth.
There's no denying this renovation is a massive undertaking. Dave and Sarah have yet to agree on what will happen when the work's complete, with Dave keen to relocate and live here, while Sarah would prefer to sell up and move on to another project. There may be a huge question mark hanging over the future of this property, but the couple do at least have a plan of action for the renovation.
Basically, a complete strip out, rewired, all the gas essentially put in.
Yeah.
And I think we're leaving the bathroom downstairs at the moment, but I will have a chat with the builder on that and see if it's feasible to go upstairs. But I think it's quite normal here with properties, is bathrooms downstairs.
Yeah. And then I noticed as I was going upstairs and the loft hatch was open, I mean, I can literally see the sky.
There's a bit of daylight poking through there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw outside, there's actually a TV aerial that's fell through the tiles. So
that would do it, yeah.
I don't think it'll be too bad a job, actually.
So let's come to the budget then. The all-important budget, Dave.
I've set aside 30,000 for it.
And then what about timescale? How soon do you want this work to be done?
I was saying 3 months, but I think it's going to be a little bit longer. I do think sort of 3 to 5 months.
Yeah, that's reasonable as well. But look, I cannot wait to see what happens here, and I wish you and Sarah the very best of luck. It's lovely to meet you.
And you. Lovely. Thanks very much.
Well, I suspect this house might stretch Dave's DIY skills to the max, but he's going to bring in the trades where needed, and he has a decent budget, as long as there are no nasty surprises once the work gets going. But I wonder, will Dave and Sarah move in here, or will they sell? All will be revealed later in the show.
It's time to see how our two remaining bidders got on. Did they stick to their timescale and budget?
Did they manage to stick to the plans they laid out? I really hope so. Let's find out. It's time to head back to the Derby suburb of Chaddeston, where Dion had a walk around this plot of land guided at £55,000, which came with planning permission for a 4-bed townhouse.
Somebody's already started on this project already, and I do believe you could fit a lovely house on here, no problem at all. And a fair-size house as well. It's going to make somebody a very nice family home.
The plot ticked all the boxes for a straightforward building project, and the couple who wanted to take it on were builder Lee and Laura, paying £60,000 for it, with hopes to rent it out upon completion.
So it's going to be a 4-bed detached house, 3-storey, bedroom in the attic, large living dining room, utility room, downstairs WC, a family room at the front.
Are we having parking at the front?
Yeah, 2 car parking spaces with EV charging points.
Oh, nice.
Try and do it really.
And most likely going to be having the air source heat pump, so no gas.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
They hoped to have it built within 8 to 10 months on a budget of £160,000 to £170,000. Now we've popped back 3 months later to check on progress. And the house is well on its way.
So since you last been here, we're out of the ground. Doors and windows on the first ground floor are formed. Steels are in. Brickwork is up, about a third of the way there.
So we're really excited to see it all coming up.
It's a great start, and you can really start to imagine how this brand new home is going to look once finished.
So as we come through the front door, we've got the staircase to the right going up to the first floor, living room to the left here, utility room just behind that, and then big kitchen, living diner looking out onto the into the garden.
The plan for the garden is to have a patio area as well as some turf to create a family-friendly garden space.
We want to make it as future-proof as possible, so we're doing the heat source pump, aren't we, and like the electric vehicle chargers, just everything we can. We're doing it as the best as possible, really, aren't we?
Yeah.
By harnessing heat from the air source heat pumps provide a sustainable heating solution, reducing carbon emissions and lowering energy costs. Additionally, these pumps can both heat and cool spaces, offering year-round comfort and versatility.
Water, we've already got connected on a standpipe at the front of the property, ready to be connected into the building. Electrics were due to go in this month, but we've put them back another 2 months just so we can get a little bit further ahead with the build.
It's been really straightforward so
Really,
far,
yeah.
which we're really lucky about, so yeah.
Yeah, no issues.
Well, the couple are making fantastic progress with the build, and it's great to hear they haven't run into any issues thus far. So what's next on the to-do list?
So next stage is floor joists to go in, cable net flooring to go on, scaffolding to go up next week, and then within the next 4 to 6 weeks, roof should be on, windows should be in, and watertight.
It looks like Lee has a hard-working team. But has Lee also been helping out?
I come down once or twice a week, just to check on the lads, make sure they've got the materials that they need.
Yeah, they've been absolutely fantastic. They've been taking loads of really pride in what they've done, haven't they, as well?
Yeah.
So we've been really lucky. Like I say, we've only been here about 3.5 weeks, and it's up and out of the ground. It's in a really good position for the amount of men we've had it on for that time. So we're really happy with it. Progress so far.
Yes, although it's been 3 months since our first visit, all of this work has been done in just under 4 weeks. The reason for the delayed start was down to Lee having other business projects on the go. But do they still think they'll be able to complete the build in their original timescale of 8 to 10 months?
Still think we're in the 10 months.
We've caught up, really. I think
yeah.
to hopefully be able to really smash it out now and still get within that time. We're
We're in the
hoping
10
to pull
months,
it back, aren't we? So, yeah.
The project isn't quite at the stage where Laura and their kids, Amelie and Louis, can get involved, but as soon as it comes to the design side of things and the garden work, they'll be first in line to help. So, speaking of the final look, what standard of finish will they go for?
So we're going for a high-spec finish. We try to, whenever we do any properties, we want to do it to a nice standard that somebody's going to love. Obviously, it's going to be somebody's home. Probably mid-range sort of appliances and things. Just make it as best we can within the budget, within reason, but still lovely,
They started with a budget of £160,000 to £170,000. How much of this have they spent so far?
Roughly 25, 30,
yeah.
Lee and Laura are still planning on renting the house out upon completion, keen to create a source of passive income for retirement. But is this build on the right track? What does the agent who viewed it on our first visit make of the progress so far?
So yeah, this is my second time here. Previously it was just the footings, the structure's going up, and it seems to me like they're doing a good job. With it being a family home, the garden will be important as well as the parking aspect. So yeah, it would have a great advantage. There's nothing I would do differently, as long as it's great spec and good finish.
What does he think the plot has going for it?
Main selling features would be it's close to town, close to local amenities, and it's great location for families, really. The space and size and finish on offer would make it attractive.
So then, once it's ready to go, what sales figure does he think the property could achieve?
On the sales market, I believe this property will achieve £325,000 to £350,000.
It's more than we did on our research, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we were initially told between 290 and 300, so 325 is brilliant.
When we did our homework, so that's a bonus.
If Lee and Laura stick to their budget and end up with a total spend of £230,000, including the purchase price, they could be looking at a potential pre-tax profit of up to £120,000 if they ever decided to sell. But as they're planning to keep the house long term, what does the agent think it could achieve on the rental market?
I believe this property would rent for £1,200 per calendar month.
Yeah,
again happy with that.
Again, yeah, we thought about
about
1,000 to 1,100, so yeah, 1,200's again above our estimation, which is brilliant.
It is brilliant, and if they can stick to their budget, that could mean a potential yield of over 6%. For now, though, there's plenty of work to do, and we'll be back in a few months' time to see the end result. So, are this property developing couple enjoying their first new build project?
100%.
Yeah,
Really
definitely,
enjoyed it, yeah.
So we've just bought a 4-bed terraced house in Derby at auction 3 weeks ago, so we're completing that next week. So that's the next project to get into, but after that, definitely more new builds.
We're blessed with a fantastic team as well, aren't we? So we'd be crazy not to, I think.
We're heading back to Parham in Suffolk, where Jacqui saw a 3-bed semi-detached house guided at £150,000. And it's safe to say the property was in dire straits.
The electrics need to be redone completely. In fact, straight away, everything needs to come out and you need to start all over again in here.
Not only did it need an overhaul, but there were serious damp issues throughout. But on the outside, the property had a major selling point, a huge garden. Although it was massively overgrown, it was still enough to catch the eye of Dave, a semi-retired taxi driver who struck a deal prior to the auction, purchasing the property for £150,000 with his partner, Sarah. This was his first full-scale property renovation, and he was looking forward to getting stuck in.
And so you're going to get hands dirty?
Yes.
So are you going to do like all
do a lot of the stripping out and the garden. You know, I do like a bit of gardening, although...
You better love gardening, Dave.
They were undecided about whether they were going to live here or sell it on once the work was complete. They had a budget of £30,000 and a timescale of 3 to 5 months. And now, 6 months later, we're back to see how they got on. It looks like most of the work has been done. The stairs still need carpeting, but there's new plastering and painting throughout. The lounge has had the old back burner removed, and there's new flooring here and in the brand new kitchen. The downstairs bathroom has been fully modernised with a new shower, toilet and sink. What was the old toilet is now a utility space. Dave's clearly been busy, and he's had some help from his friend John, who's a plumber. So how did Dave get John involved?
Dave randomly phoned me and said he's bought a place in Suffolk and would I have a look? And then I pulled up and I thought, no, Dave wouldn't buy a place like this. It's just, you know, he's a sensible man. It's just not what he does. But yeah, we sort of come in. Yeah, we come in and, yeah, realised it was one hell of a project to take on.
Really, it turned out to be a complete refurb. All the ceilings down, plasters off the wall. The 2 bedroom walls upstairs was dangerous, really, and we pulled them completely down and put new stud wall in. So quite a bit extra than we originally thought.
It was literally starting from back to brick, really.
Just a bit of carpeting now, a few touches up on paintwork, and we're done.
The property has also had a complete rewire, with new plumbing installed by John and new gas central heating. Upstairs, the 3 bedrooms have been completely refreshed. In the main bedroom, they've added an ensuite toilet and sink. Dave's also had the roof fixed. This added time to their schedule as it took a while for the roofer to become available and for the damp to dry before they could start the work. The major selling point for this property was always the back garden. So what have they managed to do out there?
That was literally just days of cutting and cutting and cutting until we could see the bottom of the garden, yeah.
Yeah, we found a pond halfway down.
Lovely
it's really,
space, yeah.
Really nice place to sit. You get a lot of sunshine out there through the summer.
They've added new doors and windows throughout the property. With an extensive renovation almost complete, was Dave as hands-on as he planned?
I've been full-time up here.
Yeah, I've come up when I can. We've done the kitchen together.
Done the garden together.
We've had the electrician who done a full rewire. We had Chippy from next door who done the carpentry bits and pieces, and Rob from the other side who done the fencing in the garden and the plasterer. And then Dave's done everything else.
I'm not in the building trade at all, and just every day was a learning curve, you know, from painting, tiling, flooring.
We found the builder within.
Dave's partner, Sarah, hasn't been able to see the property since work began, but she did help project manage from afar, and Dave is sure she'll be impressed with the results. Which begs the important question, have they decided what they're going to do with the property?
Definitely to resell and have a little rest and then go again.
And were they able to stick to their budget of £30,000?
We're just approaching 50,000 fast, so I'd say we'd finish with that just above with the carpets going out down.
With the house almost at the finish line and a total investment of £200,000, including the purchase price, it's time to bring back the agent who viewed the property on our first visit to get his thoughts and evaluations on this new and improved 3-bed house.
This is my second time to the property. I have to say, I'm really impressed with what's happened. I particularly like the garden, which is a massive transformation from before. Very nice and neutral, and I'm very impressed.
The agent thinks that once new carpets have been added and the finishing touches have been made, the property would do really well on the rental market due to the high demand in the area. So how much does he think it will achieve per calendar month?
So for long-term rental, I would recommend a price of £685 per calendar month.
I think it's well off for a 3-bedroom house, so I would imagine around £1,000.
Yeah, I'd say, knowing the area, I'd say it should be around the 950 mark, so, yeah.
But as Dave is now planning to sell the property, what could the returns be there?
So I would suggest an asking price for this property of £235,000.
I think it's very low blow. I don't agree at all.
And given the other prices in the area, I think they're sort of way below par, but, yeah.
Dave and Sarah have had other valuations since of around £325,000. And if they were able to achieve this higher figure, that could mean a pre-tax profit of £125,000. Not bad for Dave's first big property renovation. So once this has been completed, will they be heading back to the auctions?
We're already scouring through the auction catalogues, so yeah, definitely.
100% definitely work together again.
We'll be looking for the same type of property, and we've just been offered one, which we're going to go and have a look at in Norfolk. So, watch this space.
Yes, you'll see us again.
If you've enjoyed following our properties from auction lot to a fabulous home, then you're in luck because we've got plenty more to show you.
Yes, so join us here on Homes Under the Hammer very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.